Hello and welcome to the Wednesday webinar, the 25th of July. Welcome to you all. And I just want to go through, I suppose, an overview. Where are we at? This could have been entitled, Where are we at? An overview, let's take stock. I chose to call it a reality check. I think it's time for a reality check for the company. I think it's time for a reality check for the network. I think it's time for a reality check for the outside world. And to do that, I want to take one step back and look at how would you value a company? If you're going to go out into the stock markets and you're going to look at maybe purchasing some shares, how would you do that? How would you pick the company you would choose? For me, there's many factors I would look at. I would look at the management team, the board team, the overall team behind the company, the experience that is in there. I would look at the technology. Is there new, what technology are they running? Is it up on? Is it in time? The track record. Has the company delivered when they said they deliver? What have they brought to the table? I look at the spaces in. Is it financial? Is it technology? Is it pharma? Is it industrial? What space are they in? I would look at its competitors. What are their competitors doing? Where are they in relation to their competitors? I would look at innovation. Is there any new innovation coming from this company? And of course, I'd look at the partners that they have. And based on these facts, I would look and, comparing them to other businesses in that realm, in whatever space that they're in, you can then gauge a rough valuation on what that company should be, taking all those factors into account. And of course, if that company was trading at, let's say, €1, and you felt the company was worth 2.50, €3, well, then of course that's a very strong case of I should buy some of that. They're undervalued. They've got all this stuff happening, and I buy into them. If you do your calculations and you think it should be worth 50 cents and they're trading at €1, well, you're not going to go and buy. And in fact, if you have some, you may sell some. And that really, I would say, is how most people would look at a company if they're thinking about buying shares in them. If they don't tick the boxes, you move on to the next one. With Dascoin, I don't think that's any different. Dascoin, NetLeaders, that's how people are going to look at it and judge it, and that makes sense. So before I go into that process of trying to work out where should Dascoin and NetLeaders be, let's work and have a look at where they are right now and how that has come to pass. So the price at the moment is about 7 cents, €7. How's it got to there? I believe we can track it back to London. We went to a London event. Prior to London, I have to say, whatever the company were looking to deliver, promising to deliver, they did deliver. They said they were going to bring out a 6-second blockchain. They gave a date for it and they did it. It was unbelievable that they managed to make that happen, but they made it happen and they delivered. The same applies to their internal exchange or DAS wallet. They said they did deliver it, and in fairness, it's an excellent exchange. It works really well. It's simple to use, looks really good, very functional, and it's the bedrock of a lot more coming within that platform into the future. So excellent. Again, delivery, really good. And so we had it for London a few months ago, and I think the expectation going out there was, well, it most certainly was, that we were going to go on the open exchange, the next step forward. And that happened. But a lot of people went out there, probably including myself, hoping for a top 20 exchange to be at least one of them. That didn't happen. Also, we were looking to hopefully get a glimpse of some of the companies that might be interested in coming on to DAS 33, and we saw them, but we didn't really see them, in my opinion. And so I think a lot of people possibly left that, not possibly, a lot of people did leave the London event a little bit disappointed. But the show went on. But the price went down a little, not a lot, a little. We move on to Barcelona, which was almost a month ago now. And I suppose expectations were quite high as to what was going to be achieved there. Anyone that looks at my YouTube channels would know I had 3 things in mind going out there that I really wanted to see. One was a top 20 exchange. Another was the proof of concept and rollout of DasPay, where we would have expected, we were expecting to receive cards out there, and of course the proof of concept, and of course there was the launch of DAS 33, and it didn't happen. They didn't happen, and this this obviously was met with a lot of disappointment within the network and outside the network. A lot of people were expecting these things, the expectations were very high, and it didn't happen. And so it led to where we're at today. We are at the price we're at. It reduced down to there, and it's holding in around the 7 cent mark. So is that a fair comparison on where we're at? Well, first thing I would say is, let's understand and put a bit of background as to where this company is, what's it involved in. First and foremost, it's a fintech company, so it's involved in technology. And some of the biggest technology companies in the world, Facebook, IBM, Apple, Microsoft, have had delays due to technology. It happens. It's part of dealing with technology. Some have been delayed by weeks, some by months, and some by years. So this is something that happens in this space. But also, we're not just dealing with technology, we're dealing with finance, money. And of course, this is usually heavily regulated, and rightly so. But with heavy regulation, you require to step very carefully and make sure that you're putting everything correctly in place to put a very solid bedrock in place for the future. Vitally important. Throwing into that mix, we're dealing with cryptocurrency, which of course is ever changing. Something new's happening in that space, be it within the technology or from country to country. And it's ever changing, the regulations ever changing, and of course the company needs to react to that as it happens. As new regulation comes in, you need to make sure that you abide by that regulation and try and see into the future what regulation may be coming down the tracks, and again make sure you're prepared and ready for that. So it certainly is a difficult space to move forward in and never have any delays, but we have had delays, and I think for people that look at it in the cold hard light of day can understand that that can happen. It's not ideal, but it can happen and has happened. So what have we actually got? Well, we have a company that has delivered up to that point, and we've missed a couple of deliveries here. But what about those deliveries? So let's go back and look at those three things. We were looking for a top 20 exchange, or at least that's what I was saying in my videos and when I was speaking to people when we were going out to Barcelona. The beauty of this is we're not going on a top 20 exchange now, we're going in a top 10. So what we're looking for is, it's gotten higher, it's gotten better, and it's going to be delivered very, very soon. We're days away now from getting into that top 10 exchange. So while we would love to have seen it in Barcelona, approximately 1 month later, we're going to see this exchange, but it's even better than we'd hoped for. So that's good. Happy days. There's some good news. Next one was DasPay, as we knew it back then. Of course, the name changed, but for a really good reason in Barcelona. So now we have Alliance Pay, what was originally DasPay, where we were looking at DasPay as being absolutely game-changing within the cryptocurrency world. There is nobody else has what we now have in Alliance Pay. Did we get cards in Barcelona? No, we didn't. Was the proof of concept proven in there? Did we actually have people who used their virtual cards or virtual Alliance Pay cards to make payments? Yes, we did. Has more rolled out? We had Blair and Brian on the webinar last week. They said there'd be more virtual cards rolling out last Friday. They actually came out last Thursday, and people are using and making payments with those very successfully in various companies, buying online from various companies all over the world in all sorts of different currencies. So this is huge. We've got proof of concept. We have a payment solution that no other cryptocurrency in the world has. This is pretty important. There's 1,600 odd cryptocurrencies out there. Some have tried, they've failed to date. We are actually in the process of proving that concept, and we'll roll out those physical cards. And I think, going by what Brian and Blair said, I think it was last Monday, we're 78 weeks away from starting receiving the physical cards. So again, we went to Barcelona looking for proof of concept there. Proof of concept is there. We went looking for cards. Did we get them? No, but they're coming very, very soon. But on top of that, the expectation level in Barcelona for what we're going receiving as what now is Alliance Pay, that's coming. But we're getting something even better. We're getting DasPay. DasPay is going to be something, it's a whole new ballgame. We're creating our own platform. We're going to be actually going up against the other, not just cryptocurrency worlds is what we're doing with Alliance Pay, and we're beating them with that. But now we're going to bringing in DasPay, which is at a whole new level. It's our own platform, and it's a superior platform to what the existing card companies out there offer. So for example, with with the normal cards, the existing cards at the moment, if someone comes in, I have a tile shop in Cork. If someone comes in there with a Visa or MasterCard, as an example, it's going to cost my shop about 3% of the value of whatever they spend. I'll receive the money in 4 to 5 days, and we're open to the risk of fraud somewhere along the way. With this new DAS-Pay system, we're going to have something that's going to cost, I believe, somewhere in the region of the 1% mark, so far cheaper. The money will be received pretty much instantly, and the risk of fraud is dramatically reduced, and I believe is pretty close to zero. So this is absolutely game-changing. If someone came into my shop and offered me this as an option, I'd be all over it. It makes sense. So that's the second option. So we've gone from a top 20 exchange to top 10. We've gone from Alliance Pay being proven, the proof of concept is there, the rollout's happening, and we've got a whole new ballgame which is far, far superior than any of that. And then that brings us on to number 3, DAS 33. Again, we expected that in Barcelona. It didn't happen. However, what was the reason? Well, the reason was we could have rolled that out, and in all likelihood, it would have been set and ready for the future, moving into the offering tokenized, a platform for tokens to come in, for companies to come out and build out their projects. And in all likelihood, 98%, there would have been no problem going into the future. But that's not how DAS kind work. It has to be 100%. And from advice, they delayed the rollout of DAS-Pay for one simple reason. They are now connecting with a broker dealer in America, a broker dealer that is very used to and can work with the SEC, the regulatory body out there. And they have got this broker dealer that we're connecting with, have got a securities platform. DASCoin are coming with a tokenized platform, and that is currently getting integrated. And this makes it stronger than it ever was before. It's stronger, it's better than we had actually been looking for in Barcelona. So again, yes, was it delayed? Absolutely. Is it delayed for the right reasons? I believe so. And in all 3 cases, we're getting better than we had looked for when we were going out to Barcelona. So I think we're in a pretty good stead here. I think we're in good position. And of course, we've heard there's so much other stuff coming down the tracks, but I won't get into that today. What I really wanted to get to here is, how do you value this business? I've said the type of things that you would look for. We've gone through those, and if you're looking at another company, let's go through a few of those, looking at DASCoin right now. Have we got a good management team? Have we got an unbelievable board members? Have we got an unbelievable, we've Doug and his team doing unbelievable things when it comes to development. You saw a whole load of new features coming out just this week, and many, many more to come. We have an unbelievable team. We have unbelievable partners. Look at the people that we're dealing with. We're dealing with people who have created the payments, the mobile payment solutions for Apple Pay, for VodaPay, for Uber, the mobile payment solution for Uber, the largest taxi firm in the world. They've worked with hundreds of banks. These are our partners. These are the people that are working with us. You look at the technology that we've got. It's second to none. Look at our blockchain. It used to be brilliant at 6 seconds. That wasn't good enough. Now it's 3 seconds. We are building a company that's for scale. We've got a platform where we can handle 100,000 transactions per second. We have got you look at the space we're in. We're in tech and finance, some of the 2 biggest sectors within the world, and we're moving into other sectors as well. So we've got an unbelievable setup here, and I think we need to just wind back here and actually see this, because if someone was to introduce this to you today, tongue-tied, I think if someone showed you this now and said, by the way, here are the board members, here's what we've got so far, here's what's coming, and here's how we compare to competitors, I think we'd have a pretty strong case. Let's have a look. What have we got? We've got a 3-second blockchain. We're built for scale, 100,000 transactions per second. We're KYC, so that covers us. We're covered on regulation, the biggest issue that's out there. We've got the most secure digital wallet on the planet. We're currently rolling out a unique payment solution that no other cryptocurrency has. We're going a step further, and we're going to be Brian Simkiv said that by the end of next year, we will have rolled out the new version as well, both in parallel. We will have both. We're going to have not something that's just taking on the cryptocurrency world, but the existing financial markets. This is incredible, and this is what we have coming. And we know Brian delivers. He's delivered before for other companies. He's delivering for us now, and they're going delivering for us. They're already working on delivering for us for the future. This is incredible stuff. We've got a TEO platform. This is a platform which I believe is significantly superior to what was already a brilliant ICO platform from Ethereum. They're number 2 in the world from a money point of view. For CoinMarketCap, you can see them. But their market cap, they're second in the world. They've got an incredible platform, and ours is significantly superior. This is being rolled out in the very, very near future. We can do wallet-to-wallet transactions at the cost of a cycle. This is less in today's value, it's less than 1 cent. Again, it doesn't exist out there with our other cryptocurrencies. And of course, we've got an incredibly strong board members from around the world with huge world experience in all types of companies, working with all types of governments from all over the world. So I ask you, with that in mind, when you look at the current value of Dascoin, do you think it's a value that's overvalued, undervalued, or bang on? Is it right that Dascoin should be valued at 7 cents at the minute? Should it be worth less? Should it be worth more? Well, here's what I would say to you is this. Look at the top 20 cryptocurrencies that are currently out there and ask the question, of the 10 things I've just read out there that we have, how many of them have 3 of those things? Just 3 out of the top 20 cryptocurrencies that exist. And I can tell you, I don't think there's any of them that have 3, let alone the 10 that we have, most of which are unique to us, some of which 1 or 2 might have 1 or 2 items, but none of them have 10. So my question is this, with that in mind, do you believe that Dascoin is going to have a higher value going into the future? Well, I can tell you this, in the top 20 cryptocurrencies, the lowest value one in the top 20, number 20, is worth 1 billion at the moment. Its CoinMarketCap is 1 billion. We have approximately just over 1 billion coins in circulation at the minute. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to work out where the value of our coin would be if we were in the top 20. And bearing in mind, we have so much more than any of them in the top 20. So, is the future bright for Dascoin? I think you know where I stand on this, but let you make up your own mind. Go and look at the top 20. Go and look at the features that they have. There's some incredible cryptocurrencies there. I'm not knocking them. They're brilliant. But what I'm saying is, are we up there? Can we compete? Have we the technology to compete with them? Have we the partners to compete with them? Have we the management team to compete with them? Have we innovation to compete with them? For me, I think there's a very simple answer there. You make up your own mind. But I believe it's time for us all to get real. Look at what we have. Should we be sharing this with other people? I know I've had the experience. I've gone to people in recent times that I hadn't spoke to about this before, and the first question I got once the light bulb went off was, why haven't you told me about this before? And they were right. Why didn't I tell them about this before? So the bottom line is, if you make that comparison, look at the competitors we're going up against and see, do we have a strong case to run up against them? I believe the answer is a resounding yes. Let you look at it, make up your own mind. And if you believe this is something that you should share with other people, do that. But most importantly of all, is it right for you? Is Dascoin worth more than 7 cents a day or not? For me, I think it's a simple answer. I think it is. And I believe we need to get out there and let people know about this game-changing technology, this game-changing idea, and what's being put together here. And that's just touching the surface. The other thing when I started the first webinar, I said is we were going to work on communication. We needed the network needed to know what the company's doing. The company needs to know what the network's doing. Well, we've quite a lot to tell you about that in the next webinar on Friday. Michael's coming on. Please don't miss it. You're going to see. We believe the communication needs to be working on. I think you'll see that we may just have cracked this and how that's best achieved. and you and everyone will be fully in the loop as to what's going on from the future. The company are doing brilliant things sometimes we didn't know. The network are doing brilliant things sometimes the company didn't know. That won't be the case after this week. We're going to be working here, and when we combine and we bring this brilliant network together with this brilliant alliance of companies, there is nothing that's going to stop us. There's nothing that's going to compare with us, and I can't wait. So I look forward to seeing you on Friday. Please tune in and see how this story and what we're doing is just getting better and better. And with that, I'd like to say thanks for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. For those watching the recording, watch what's coming next. But we will see you on Friday and talk to you then. Thank you.